Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Thanks for joining me. We are back with Moda Blockheads 6. This is week 19, and as you saw, the block this time is called Wholehearted, and it's a cute little love heart. Now, it's full of half square triangles, so when I saw this, I was very excited. There's no flying geese to worry about, and I'm not too bad with half square triangles, I must admit. I do like doing them. That centre satisfaction when you get all the seams nested, it's in my mind it's a lot easier. So well, we'll see how I go on, but you can see here I'm just going through the process here of making the first lot. Now this particular process you make two at a time, but if you've got any of the paper, then obviously that's going to be a lot easier. I do have some paper. I got some of the cupcake paper from Moda by Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know if you saw my little fabric haul, so I did get some of that. I'm in the middle of making a nice little quilt with that. I'll definitely be uploading the video for that once it's done, but that is definitely a work in progress, not something that's going to be finished super quick. I am struggling having enough background fabric. I don't know if you noticed or not, you can see it slightly here, but my yellow background fabric I've completely run out. I did try and get some more from Spotlight, and the one that I got is this kind of darker one. It's the closest I could get, so I'm going to have to live with it, unfortunately. So I'm definitely going to be using my background fabric sparingly. Not sure how it's all going to come together. May potentially even redo some blocks in that darker yellow, which might not be a bad thing because some of the blocks that I've done, as you will have seen, definitely could do with a bit of rework, so that's not too much of a problem. This is a chain pieces dream. I absolutely enjoyed doing this one. There's a lot of repetition, which I do find enjoyable. You can see here, first of all, it's marking them out, then it's the sewing the lines, and it's the cutting, and yeah, it's quite methodical, is that the word? Or very meditative, doing the same things over again. So I did enjoy this. I am getting better at this as well. I managed to get this done in less than an hour, which if I know when I go back and look at some of the earlier blocks, one of them took me literally all weekend. Some of them took me a good couple of hours. So definitely feeling much better from a time perspective, that it's not taking too long to get these done. Now the video I have sped up quite a bit. I didn't think you'd want to watch me painstakingly do this for an hour. So some of these videos, clips are sped up 4 times or even 8 times as well. Unfortunately, I've still not sorted out my craft room where you can actually see me do the cutting and the pressing of the ones. I've just put the focus on here where you can see right on my desk, which is right next to my sewing machine, so you get to see a bit of sewing and a bit of this, but not the initial cutting out. My cutting table is in the middle of the room, and it's really difficult as I'm in a rental at the moment to actually get that overhead camera sorted for it, but I am working on it. I'm working on my lighting, which looking at this now does look a little bit better than it was, but I've still got lots of other things to work on, so we'll get there gradually. Now you can see I'm putting all the pieces together here, and some of my squares weren't big enough to cut down, so I know from experience by now that by the time I've pieced all of this together, it's not going to finish at a 9.5-inch square, but that I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that over the progress and period that I've been doing the Moda Blockheads. In fact, it must have been, there was a week we missed, so we must be 20 weeks in, which is almost 6 months, not almost half a year. I can't believe how fast this is going. I have enjoyed the process for sure, and I'm going to miss it when it finishes. I know it finishes November. I'm not sure whether it's the beginning or the end, and I still haven't seen a lot of the instructions yet for putting the quilt together. I know the idea is that this program is flexible. You don't even need to put it together in a quilt. You do whatever you want with your style and your settings. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to leave mine in this little baggie for quite some time, I think, until I get the courage to try and piece all of these together. But going back to this particular quilt block, it is a great one to try if you've not dipped your toe into Moda Blockheads yet. I'd say definitely go for this one as the first one because it is just full of those half square triangles. I wish looking at this now that I'd chosen differently with my fabric colours. I think I should have gone with a dark pink and a light pink, or a dark grey, light grey for the love hearts, because I don't quite see the love heart shape when I look at that. I just see those really dark grey pieces. So yet again, it's one that I'm going to asterisk and definitely do again. I hope you watched that. Thank you for staying through to the end, and I hope you have a great crafting weekend.